What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 4 of the...
Come on!
Wait, we're going to roll with it. Wait, we're going to roll with it. This is episode 5 of the bar. This is like our second take.
We're going to start counting down from
Yeah.
the number of the episodes. So every time it's episode 5, we're going to go down from 5, 4, 3, 2.
That's going to be a
Like-
long countdown if you ever get to like 100 episodes.
Well, you know, we're going to roll with it. We're gonna roll.
All right, yeah. So episode 5 of the bar. This is like our third take. I don't know what's going on. Here we are. We're here at Bar Louie, $5 Burger Tuesdays.
There you go.
Got it right again. I got it right again. Yeah, we're hanging out the bar once again. Of course, I'm your host Daniel, joined tonight by.
Orion and Charles.
Dingus.
Nuki.
Yeah, so we're gonna get right to it, guys. You know, there's just so many options I have available to me at work, and this time around, it's coming through with a girl I like to call eye contact girl.
Eye contact.
So you know, I
girl.
think we touched on this in previous episodes of the bar. I think it was like the people crossing by and we haven't talked to each other at all, and we can't make eye contact. But I think with this girl, it's really bad because that was the girl I was talking about where we've worked there for like almost a year and a half now, and we haven't said anything to each other, so it's like super awkward. And what makes it even worse, because last time you guys gave me advice, for the small talk and everything like that.
Right.
But
Extremely small talk.
Extremely small talk.
Extremely small talk.
what makes it so awkward is that we can't even we cannot make eye contact with one another. Like, we will see each other for like a split second and then look away. It's so, I don't know what the hell, like, I don't know if I've gotten so far deep that there's no coming back from it, because that's what it seems like. Because last time you guys were saying, oh, she might think it's just just as awkward as you do or something like that, and I'm freaking out. Or
if you're still doing it, yeah.
yeah, or it's like, oh no, she thinks I'm totally fucking weird or something. But I'm throwing it out to all 4 of you. We'll start with Nuki, make our way around, because like obviously there's something has gone terribly wrong here, where we can't even make eye contact with one another, where it's like, oh, it's you, looking away. Or in some cases, where we're, walking towards one another and we'll head the opposite fucking direction. It's happened several times.
Face.
I know.
F&A, Cotton. F&A.
But yeah, so I throw it out to you guys. There's 4 guys out here with plenty experience in all of this. So
Days, we are going to have to get a female influence.
yeah, we'll have to get a female sometime. But yeah, I throw it out to you, Nuki. Nuki, what the hell's going on, man?
Okay, so you guys can't make eye contact. Even if you could, you guys would stare at something else completely different. Go, oh, hey, look at that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so in my personal
opinion.
professional and experience, she could probably
His professional experience. Pardon him.
yes. Anyways,
Fucking Jeff Chang over here.
from
Thank you.
Oh, he got him there.
He got me there.
what if she somehow ended up developing feelings for you, huh?
Not a fucking chance, dude. She has a boyfriend. I saw them together one time. Dude, I stand no chance. Dude, the guy is huge. He's totally yoked.
All right. Looks are not everything, buddy. Maybe he's huge, but he could be dumb as a rock, dude.
Yeah, look at
I
me.
certainly hope he is.
I mean,
Fix stupid.
I've been in the Army. You really can't fix stupid.
I mean,
It's true, yeah.
I mean, look at me. You guys are all friends with me. You guys,
Dun dun dun.
I mean, come on. So, look, even if she does have a boyfriend, in the back of her mind, she still could keep you on a I guess you could say like a list or something, and said like, oh man, this guy's attractive or something. Now I know you don't use your peripheral much, but when you guys
I do use my
That's all he
peripherals.
can use. That's the problem.
Now when you guys pass each other and don't make the eye contact, can you see from the corner of your eyes if she smiles or blushes or something?
No.
Man, you need to start. You need
That's
to.
because he's too busy looking at the ground.
Yeah.
Anything
Or
else.
anything else.
Well, no, it's like, yeah, it's just anytime. It's like, yeah, we'll both look like, we'll both be looking anywhere else. Like,
Almost breaking your neck looking away that fast.
yeah, I mean, and it's the worst, like, because sometimes we'll pass, like, right by one another. Like, it's like we're walking right by
Like
within.
breathing each other's air, walking by each other.
I guess. How close is that?
I don't know, just shoulder
They're
length.
close.
That's creepy close.
That's
Okay.
Comfortable close. If you're that close, maybe that's why she won't make eye contact.
Okay, I'm not getting that close. I generally try to keep my distance away from her because it's just terrifying. But no, it's like out of my periphery, word of the night. No, periphery is a word. Yeah, it's a word.
Periphery, okay, fair.
Okay, fine.
Yeah,
I
but
thought you just screwed up the word peripheral. That's okay.
yeah, I know that word. Damn it. But yeah,
Happen again.
no, it's like I'll throw it to Aaron. I just got frozen thinking over everything. Yeah.
Oh, he's thinking about it.
Okay. Here's a question for you. So things are awkward, right? And you saw her with her boy. Now, what did they do? Were they just holding hands, like making out, hugging, or what? Are you for sure that it is her man?
Yeah, they were walking hand in hand. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what they were doing. I mean, they were probably shopping or something. Yeah, at Sam's. So.
Well, if
I did. What?
It happens.
It does
Well-
happen. They could be used as a cover.
I doubt it. I don't know.
Probably not, but it can happen.
More
I
like a
don't-
wingman
Only had that problem
for a
happen
female.
once
So it
for
happens
me.
to be gay. But anyway, where I'm going with this. All right, so you don't have to completely shut the gates. You can totally be her friend. Never know when that guy might be the asshole, and hey, shoulder to cry on right there.
Nice guy hopping in.
Not necessarily. I mean, you don't have to do it. I mean, if you're gonna be friends with her, don't do it completely for your benefit. Like, say, yeah, totally trying to get with this chick. No, like actually, legitimately be her friend. More likely, you're likely to listen to her. Deforms a better relationship wise, and then she can trust you more.
Be the nice
Like I
guy.
said, big and bulky. Yeah, sure, it's nice to look at, but it doesn't last very long most times.
Yeah, but see, the biggest problem here is that we have zero relations whatsoever. We've never spoken. I mean, we've spoken once, a couple times, but that was like strictly work related.
Why have you not spoken?
Well, I mean, it is kind of hard because she's up at the service desk, and just like a cashier, if you're there, you're glued to your spot, the whole day.
Up there. How often do you have to walk up there?
Very rarely, because and I'm glued in my area, and like I said, we rarely ever
Stop,
work.
You can hear the rocks in this podcast.
We rarely ever work at the same time. Nuki's rocking out here.
He's gonna snap his neck off.
But yeah, the opportunities aren't there, and it's just hit the point where it's like almost a year and a half now, and there's just such a mountain of awkwardness. It's like Mount Awkward, 18,000 feet up in the air, and how do you scale that?
Everest is 29,000, so I think you got a ways to go before it's insurmountable. So.
Mount insurmountable awkwardness.
That's not counting the avalanches that are going on. Let's not forget those. Anyway,
Every woman has their You just gotta avalanche. find you an awkward Sherpa.
if I had to suggest anything,
An awkward Sherpa. Now that's.
Awkward Sherpa.
I got it. Daniel, take Nuki with you so that you have somebody that looks worse than you.
Whoa, jeez. Wingman.
I'll be the wingman.
Okay.
Challenge accepted.
All right, back to Aaron. What was Aaron saying?
if I had to suggest anything, while there is limited opportunities, you do have to create your own opportunities where there are none to be had. So sure, maybe she's stuck up there, and it's hard to get access to talking to her, but it doesn't have to be like full-blown conversation. You can say, hey, how's your day? Start off really small, extreme small talk. Just start off real small. That's how I have talked to any of the females when I used to work at Sportsman's Warehouse, and just small talk to any of them. And then you kind of develop dialogue as you go along. Well, hey, how's it going? Hey, how's it going? And you kind of keep going. How's your day going? And then it gets more in-depth as you go along. So, I mean, yeah, create your own opportunities. I mean, don't get all creepy with it. Like, do it like every time you can. Just do it when you have available time. That way.
Don't open with the line, so how's things going with your boyfriend?
That would be pretty bad.
Don't do that. That's a terrible idea, because then that's automatically shut down. You're going after my ass.
Don't point the microphone at Nuki. He might hear something.
Yeah. Okay. Charles, we're throwing it to you. What do you got to say?
I'm gonna back up Aaron on this one and just say, that's definitely what it is. Even the small opportunities where you're walking by, just break that mold. Just look over and be like, "How's it going?" It has to be nothing, and then the ball's in her court. Whether or not she wants to try to reciprocate some of that or not, that's totally up to her. But you've at least made a little bit of an out. You've made a little bit of an effort to it, and you don't have to, expose very much to do that. That's very, very minimal.
Yeah, and I guess if it's not reciprocated, it's like, oh, shut the door. What? I don't know.
Just give it another shot. You can't give up after one swing. I mean, because it's not so much just about like,
No one can
oh, I might be
discredit
able
you
to.
for being nice and greeting anybody. Honestly.
Right, and this isn't about so much just being like, oh, maybe I can talk to this chick and she'll go out with me. Just like, maybe I can talk to this person, like, as just a human being, and we can get along more
Start
civilly
small,
just in
literally.
the workplace, and it doesn't have to be awkward. Even if you don't end up, like, being buddies, you can at least not, like, be like, oh, there she is. Oh.
Because that, I'll be honest, that's how it totally is right now. And yeah, I just want to eliminate that, awkwardness. That's all I really want to do.
Start small. I mean, just work your way up. I mean, you're not going to get into, like, full-blown, like, philosophical conversations, or maybe you will. You never know where conversation's going to take you. But you're never going to know if you don't take that step.
And definitely give her the benefit of the doubt. So far as if she's trying to, if you walk by and say, hey, what's up? And she doesn't reply, don't just assume like, oh man, she must really hate me, or like there's just no hope at all. I try to assume that like maybe they're really busy, maybe they're in a bad mood. Who knows? Just give her the benefit of the doubt. Try again. Like it says, just be civil.
You can't be creepy saying hello. I say hello to people all the time when I'm walking up to work. I don't know who the hell they are, but I'm going to say hello.
If anybody can make saying hello creepy, I can do that. Hello. Yeah, that gets a...
Stop
Hey.
trying, Chaz. Stop trying.
Thank you very much.
All right, Orion, is there anything else you can add on to this, dude?
I think I can add a little bit. I mean, the whole thing about chivalry, opening the door for a woman, that whole thing, it can kind of work in this sense as well.
The doors at Sam's Club are automatic.
So run in front of her and like Jedi mind trick the door for her. Be like, wait, stop.
Stand in front and just go. You will open.
But seriously, though, there are women out there that will wait for you to open the door. I mean, so it can still work that way.
Even if it's automatic.
Even if it's automatic. Maybe it's jammed. That's your problem. Your door.
Platoon thing. This is,
Wait, what's the platoon thing? Explain that. Well, explain that to everybody who might not know.
Never seen Platoon. Platoon is the scene where it's that man.
Charlie Sheen.
Depending on your generation, you may or may not know this. It's a man running in the field, and he's getting shot in the back, and he spreads his arms wide and just takes these dramatic shots to the chest, and it's fucking just crazy. Another good way to look at it is if you've ever seen Tropic Thunder, they make fun of it.
Yeah.
Ben Stiller does the same shot.
You see, I think if I ran to the door like that, I was like, okay, this guy's fucking crazy. Just arms flailing.
Do not go with that. I recommend it.
Sometimes a little over the top can that chick can be like, you know what, this dude is really sure of himself, and that's really attractive.
Or
But
it goes the opposite way. This guy's batshit
But
crazy.
it's more likely to swing the opposite way on you.
Okay, so yeah, continue, Orion.
But without the literal door, you know basically what I'm talking about, though. I mean, I assume.
Not the bathroom door.
How's that?
Here, let me open this door for you. I'll be waiting
Like me to
here.
lift the seat for you.
I'll be waiting to open it when you come back.
I shall
Hold it for you, but you're not that kind of girl.
Yeah, very few are.
But I mean, the thing is, saying something easy like these guys are saying, something, hello, how you doing, simple head nod even, something, acknowledgement, is far less awkward than the awkward silence.
Yeah.
So I would say the best opportunity, if you're passing real quick and you don't really get the chance, that's not as much of an opportunity as if there would be awkward silence. If you did have some sort of amount of time, like 5 seconds with each other, that can be an awkward silence. And I would say saying something like, hello, how you doing, far less awkward than the silence that would be created by the awkward.
Even the thug nod. that cock your head
That's
up real
right.
quick and come back. Like,
Right.
Sup?
You can't do that with women. They don't get that. They're like, what the fuck is that? Are you like spasming or something? What the fuck?
I think he's epileptic.
Yeah.
But no, totally. Like I said, very very similar to what Orion's saying over here. Is to create your own opportunities, however small they may be. Take the opportunity, because if you don't, it's not going to go anywhere.
Silence is far more awkward.
Change doesn't happen if you're not willing to make it happen.
Are you gonna say something, Nuki, or are you just
No, I'm
leaning
adjusting
in?
Full Chang mode right here.
I'm
He's
adjusting my seat. No.
Well, and something for you too, Daniel. Think about this, and you'll see the connection I'm making here. But only this year, okay, remembering that I'm almost 25 now, had I even really started into the dating world, okay?
No, he
And he
he Spartan kicked the door.
he's been killing it.
He's done marginally well. Talk about a fucking Tebow. God damn.
Yeah, now that we have a group here, let's do a quick round of applause for Orion and his accomplishments right here. There we go. There we go. Yeah.
I appreciate it. But seriously, I had never been in the dating world before that. I had no idea, I mean, I only had an idea was the problem. So I mean, with me, I ended up going on a dating website so I could put myself out there in a way that I wasn't in the forefront of anything to make myself awkward. I had time to plan everything out. But the point here is that I had several dates, and when I finally did go on them, they were fine. They were great, honestly. And then, I landed the one here, and it felt like I knew exactly what to do. I was good. But until I broke into that dating world, it seemed like things were just so much harder. So you kind of have to do something to break yourself into it a little bit. I mean, regardless of relationship or not. Obviously, these other ones were never a relationship, but they were still meeting new people for the first time, basically. So you just have to give yourself the opportunity to start somewhere, clearly.
Yeah.
And
So
it's hard. I know it's hard. I had been single for over 8 years or something like that. So yeah, it's tough.
yeah.
Power to you for hanging in there, my friend. Power to you.
Yeah. So okay. So I'll definitely be reporting on all the things I got going on at work in the coming episodes. So
Most
should be fun
importantly-
times.
Most importantly, and as cliche as it is so true. Never be anybody but yourself. But maybe
Amplify
Make
certain
sure-
parts of you. Amplify.
just make sure that you can project yourself at all. Because, yes, you may be being shy, absolutely, and you can't necessarily avoid that. But if you don't put yourself forward at all, no one will even know what you is. That sounded like bad English. No one will know what you is.
What you is. Is you is or is you ain't. My constituency.
All right. Yeah. So definitely reporting on that in coming episodes. So who are we throwing it out to next? We were throwing it out to Aaron, and he has some fun stuff going on. Aaron, take it away.
All right, here. Okay, so recently I've been plagued by, well, not really plagued. It might as well be a fucking plague. I've never had this happen to me before. Stalkers. Okay, I've had somewhat stalkers before. Like, yeah, they pay attention to where you are and kind of ask who you've been hanging out with, kind of weird shit like that, whatever. No, this is a whole new level I've discovered.
Oh no.
Without mentioning names, I have 2 girls that are kind of chasing me now. Yeah, kind of being.
Always.
That's a light way to put it. I mean,
Kinda as in they're almost gonna send the hounds after him.
Release the hounds, Smithers.
I put it a very poetic way. We were at a game night at my sister's place one time, and it was pretty much like capture the flag for Battlefield. They were trying to battle for the fucking point. Oh, the point.
Literally the fucking point.
The point.
Literally.
Okay, not that point. The point being my leg, which was close to the point. But anyway, so I'm just like, I was overwhelmed by this. I was like, oh my God. Like, some women, like, it goes both ways. You think it's awkward for you, like, going after the chick that you like. I mean, she's freaking out. Like, okay, it's equally awkward as for women. Like, these 2 chicks are both after me. I want nothing to do with them. Like, they're nice people. I mean, I treasure them as friends, but that's all I see them as. They see me as almost a piece of meat / friend.
More than a piece of meat died. Like, he's like a
Might be friend
steak
in
in the
that meat
Shark
somewhere,
Tank.
but-
Like a fucking salmon hanging for a brown bear. Jesus. But, so I'm there hanging out, right? Okay. I have to tell this story just to get the full aspect of it going.
Was this at
Yes,
the party?
yes,
Oh, okay.
yes, no names.
Wingman. Wingman.
Yeah.
Wingman.
Big props out to Nuki. He saved my ass.
Yeah. I was drunk.
And his front.
And my front. That's a bro.
I had to watch him I had to watch him that night and make sure the girls didn't eat him alive.
Or rape me in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're at a game night. These two chicks, we're sitting on this couch, barely enough room for us, and then we have one side chair where one stalker is, and the other one's on the other side. And I'm sitting on the armchair, so I'm sitting above them, and they're both hugging up on my left leg, like crazy bad. It's a competition for my leg. Chaz can attest to this. Nuki can attest to this.
They're very territorial in
I
their
left
native
before this
environment. They're
point,
very
so-
territorial.
Like they would both would try to lift my arms and put them around them, and I would bring them back, and somehow they'd try to do it again, or they would like hug up on my knee, like fighting like lionesses over a piece of meat to give to the alpha male or something. It was fucking ridiculous. My poor leg.
It was so sore.
Like, I know most of you guys are like, what's the problem with this guy? Like, he's got two chicks fighting over him. Okay, not to be mean, but to be completely truthful and honest, which is how all men should be. If you don't like the truth, get a fucking job.
Yeah, Nuki.
Okay.
and that's as cute. That's as cute to leave.
You got any ointment for that burn? Because that was terrible.
I'm sorry, Nuki. Let's shake hands.
Put the phone up against my butt and then you'll hear the ointment.
What? What does that even mean?
I was gonna
Does
fuck
that-
in it.
Wait a minute.
It's just getting weirder and weirder.
So that means there's ointment in your butthole, which means, oh God! Get away from me!
Hey, you're the one that did it, okay?
Oh.
Anyway.
Anyways, let's
Anyway,
keep
moving
going.
on.
Yes.
This is the bar, not the burn.
Oh yeah, there we go.
We're gonna have a side episode of the burn.
Yes.
Burn notice, episode 2. Anyway,
No
so
copyright- no copyright infringement intended.
I'm sure we're doing plenty of that with this music playing behind us.
Just free advertising for them.
That's right. Hey, they
it's
don't say
it's
what they
BRN, not BURN. Jeez, come on, I thought ahead.
Barn notice. Barn.
Barn notice. What would that be?
It's like an episode of Hee Haw.
Okay, so classic case. These women think they're very subtle. They are not.
Don't forget to mention that you've all been drinking.
They were drinking. Like I had a few shots,
You
but
had a
one was
couple, but
completely
nothing
wasted.
that way,
One was completely wasted. The other one was halfway there. And that makes your real feelings come out, right? So
It's an amplifier. It's an amplifier.
So I didn't really know how to handle this. Luckily, Nuki was there to kind of like get in between me and them. And we ended up staying in the night at the same place, and I slept on the couch. They slept on these other beds that we pulled out. Thank God Nuki was there. Otherwise, Lord knows what would have happened in the middle of the night. But I've never had to deal with stalkers this bad. And like, luckily for me, one, she's kind of very bad about getting hints. And the other one I told straight up. If you ever have stalkers and you have no way and you have no idea how to deal with them, the best way to deal with them is tell them straight up, okay, I do not see you in this way. I mean, I have no feelings for you whatsoever. Just be truthful. And that goes the same for any aspect of a relationship, be it friendship or straight on, like, boyfriend, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever your preference. So, same thing with you, Dan. If you like this chick, maybe not because you know that she has a boyfriend, maybe not straight up tell her, well, hey, I really like you. But, be like, hey, I know you're with this dude, but I think you'd be a cool person to get to know. Truth wins every time. And for women that say, I want nothing but truth, but cannot handle truth,
They're stupid.
They're on them anyway.
I don't want them anyway. Just that's all I got to say
They're
about
just
that. But
stupid.
anyway, if any of y'all have stalker problems out there, the best way to hit it is to hit it head on. Is just stop it before it even starts. Don't lead them on. Don't make them like, yeah, that's flattering. No, if it freaks you out, then you tell them, no, this is freaking me out. All right. Just don't end up like me. It was kind of scary, and it's still scary. Like, it's getting ridiculous. I can't even post shit on Facebook without them freaking stalking my ass.
He's gonna have to go back to counseling.
I can't even tag him at a place where we would hang out and stuff without either one of them liking it.
I know, it's like we're outside right now. It's like, there they are in the bushes. There they are. You see
Oh
them
my
rustling, like running away. It's like, oh my God, this is terrifying.
This is my spot.
Anyways, on a funny side of that, one of
Secondary observation.
from one of the girls was she just couldn't sleep, and me and Aaron were already we were laying down and whatnot, and we just couldn't sleep.
Not together.
I was a, let's say, like
In case it might have served you better.
He was a barrier.
yeah, basically, yeah. I was basically a barrier between him and the two other girls.
The Great Wall of Nuki.
The great wall of Nuki. The shitty wall of Nuki.
Shitty wall. Hey, quit tearing down my goddamn shitty wall.
Tearing down my shitty wall. That's all I got.
Anyways,
That's all I could afford.
so I'm his barrier between these two girls. One of them is already passed out because she's drinking so much. The other one, kind of still awake, playing on her phone, right? So what I ended up doing is like,
She was like waiting for an opportunity.
she was waiting for an opportunity. So I ended up passing out. Now, this is a mood killer, and my friends can attest for this. This is a mood killer. Whenever I snore,
Oh, you have no idea.
That'll kill
What
any
happens?
romantic or not.
Well, what happens is the police are called on a noise ordinance violation when Nuki snores. That's what happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
That's not a legitimate statement, but it's damn close. Okay. You can hear the man from at least 3 rooms down, and that's through walls.
You're that loud.
It almost measures on the Richter scale for earthquakes.
Oh, and get this. One night, he spent the night, and
Oh,
he
yeah,
was
that's right.
snoring. He had a double snore. Let me elaborate. A double snore. Okay. Some of you may have this problem, and if you do, it's a whatever. I don't care. It's just weird as shit. I'm not going to lie. Like I said, truth in everything. And it's okay. He was snoring. But on top of that snore, there was another snore that entered his throat like there was 2 people, but it was one man. I have no other way to explain it other than that. Chaz can attest to it. He was there.
Chaz, what do you have to say about this incident?
Some kind of phenomenon. I think a Ouija board was involved. I think this is what Insidious was based
I
on.
would throw things at him whenever he snores.
Right? I think Paranormal Activity was based on these events.
He's possessed by a snoring spirit.
Awesome.
So,
It didn't wake him up.
so whenever I snore, it's a mood killer, no matter what. And
Boners thus
it's
wilts.
just gone. It's just gone. Seriously, whenever I snore,
Or the female equivalent of a born.
exactly. Whenever I snore, it's just everything's just gone. It's just like really. And so that night, or no, not that night. The next morning, I woke up with like 5 pillows on my head.
Everybody was just chucking pillows at him, trying to get him to shut up.
Oh, it's just it.
That was just me, because he woke me up a couple times, so I said, knock it up.
Awesome.
So whenever I snore, it's a great mood killer. So I am glad that I was there to be his wingman and make sure that he didn't get raped overnight.
It wouldn't have happened. I guarantee it.
So Nuki snoring served as an effective and wanted cock block.
F&A, Cotton.
It's a great contraceptive.
Nuki snoring, great contraceptive.
So if you ever want a mood killer, find a friend of yours that can snore really loud and you're done. That's it. Mood killer, boom.
I know they're gonna replace abstinence with Nuki snoring. They're gonna teach the Nuki snoring technique.
About it.
We need to make a CD of Nuki snores. That way we can just have have it on standby for those in need.
Awesome.
Just play it really loud.
All right, that's some good stuff from the both of you. And we're gonna be moving on to who's next. Oh yeah, communal. Okay. All right, we're gonna move on to the communal topic right after this. And now we're here with our next topic, our final topic of the night, the Great White Buffalo.
Great white buffalo.
Great white buffalo.
Great white buffalo. Great white buffalo.
What's the Great White Buffalo?
Great white buffalo.
Great white buffalo. Great white buffalo. Great white buffalo.
Take it away, Chaz.
All right. So, I'm usually not a big concert-going guy, but I was invited by Dingus here to go and see the All-Time Low concert at the Ogden Theater down here on Colfax in Colorado.
A lot of fun.
Tons of fun. It was an amazing show. I had way more fun than I thought that I would, for sure. Like I said, I hadn't had a really good concert-going experience or a true concert-going experience. So that was awesome. Thanks again for getting me to that. That was a good time.
You're welcome.
But while we were there, we were standing around having a beer or two at the Ogden, waiting for the show to start while the intro bands were going. The two that were going up, which was Handguns and Man Overboard. Both pretty good bands. You should check them out. Handguns, Man Overboard, All Time Low. Fantastic show. So we're just standing there, waiting. It was during one of the set changes, and we're waiting for the All Time Low to come out. And I look behind us, and we're in the back, kind of sort of by the soundboard.
By the bar.
Yeah, in between the bar and the soundboard. So there's a rail in front of us. So we're kind of sort of close to an area where there's
standing with all the parents.
right.
Awesome. That's like the cool factor is like sky high.
Let me give you a genre real quick. All Time Low is kind of a punk rock band, very similar to like Fall Out Boy, say. Very similar. And shut up.
Their sound reminds me a lot more of Blink-182.
Okay. Blink-182, Newfound Glory-ish.
Yeah.
I would go with that. But because of Alex and Jack, the lead singer and the guitarist, they get a lot of tweenies, a lot of tweenie boppers. And so we got a lot of parents there.
For who those don't know tweenie boppers, they're teenage girls.
Nuki's favorite.
Shut up, guys!
Generally, that's a 16 and up show, so at least 16-year-olds with parental advisory.
Supervision. With the supervision. So yeah, most of the girls there were underage, and
X means no.
X means no. Wristband means go, because that means they can drink. So
X no. Wristband go.
X does not mark the spot.
You don't want that treasure.
No. X is not for the ecstasy.
Definitely not.
I don't care what Nickelback has to say about that.
Because 15 will get you 20.
Awesome.
All right, so what ended up happening is that, so we're in the back with, all the other parents.
Drinking, having a nice
Because we're the smart one and decided, we're like, hey, the bar's in the back. We'll just stay in the back because the bar's in the back.
And the Ogden Theater, for those of you who do not know, is right next door to the Fillmore, and very similar. It is a smaller type venue, so no matter really where you are ticket-wise, you are very close to the show. So where we were standing was not that big of a deal, and we were taller than everybody else because it's tiered. It goes down, it slopes down towards the stage.
It's terraced. So yeah, we're taller than most of the other people that are up there. So I just glance behind me, and I see this group of 3 girls. At the time, I didn't even know, I wasn't paying attention to X's or wristbands on the wrist or something. I looked back, saw shorter people behind us, and I was like, well, hell, and I motioned for them to move forward.
There's a gap in front of us. We're just standing.
There was a little gap in front of us between the other people. And I could look behind us, and I could see that they were kind of looking over, our shoulders, trying to get a clear view of the stage, and wasn't going to happen. So I was like, whatever, we're taller than they are, so this will be cool. So I just motioned for them to move up in front of us. And they were like, really? So I was like, yeah, totally, go out up in front. And so they stood up front. 2 of them were little underage gals. And
They both had X's, but they were probably, I'd say at least 18.
They were on the edge.
They were on the edge. They're not quite 16, I'd say.
they were iffy, so it was questionable.
Then we had the other gal. Chaz, take it away.
The other gal was... I can't even tell you.
I'd say somewhere between 25, which is our age, and 30. And smoking hot.
Great White Buffalo.
She was like the chauffeur for the other 2.
We weren't quite sure. She wasn't determined. She had no ring on the finger. That was the first thing I looked at.
But she was nice and athletically built. Like damn, she was hot. She was crazy, gorgeous, attractive.
And that wasn't even the most attractive feature. Just saying, right?
Right. So, we let her up front, and they were like, oh, cool, thanks. So I was like, yeah, no problem, we're not going to see any less, and they're only going to see more. So we're like, that's cool. So we go out, and the taller blonde, the Great White Buffalo, She goes in, and that's a reference to, one of those really, really smoking hot girls that you may or may not have had a chance with that you let get away. That's why she's the Great White Buffalo. Very rare.
Very rare.
So she walks backwards, and we're like, okay, maybe she went to the restroom or whatever. I mean, it's a concert. People are all over the place all the time. She comes back with a beer for me.
Whoa!
A Blue Moon, not just any casual Coors Light or Bud Light.
It was a good beer. Like, it wasn't even a macro brew. It was a Blue Moon.
Wow.
Yeah, she come back with a Blue Moon. And also, granted, drinking anything at the Fillmore or at the Ogden, the Fillmore too, but at the Ogden, is not cheap. They're like $8 a beer, and they're not even that big.
Like a 12-ounce almost.
Yeah, it
Almost
was
like
a
12-ounce.
plastic cup. It wasn't even that big.
She totally come back and bought me a beer for letting them for letting them stand like 20 inches closer to the stage.
Damn.
I was like, holy hell,
Damn.
that's awesome. And she's like crazy gorgeous, so I'm like, duh, thanks.
Right? Anybody understands that.
Quite like that, but, we get the gist.
That's what he felt like, and that's what we understand.
Right. Oh, be still my heart.
My beating heart. Like Looney Tunes thing where your heart's coming out.
It's like hitting her in the face and like jumping right out of my rib cage.
You might want to get that checked out, man.
That ain't natural, but Oak Expresses.
Nice. Local plug.
Local plug.
So, anyways, after the second band ended, we had a chance to actually talk to the girl too, the woman.
Between sets,
Yes,
we had a chance to talk to him, and oh my god. Okay, so what really set this woman apart, other than the other than the fact that she was a gorgeous woman. Like Greg said, 25 to 30, somewhere in there.
Red Buffalo.
Lean kind of figure, no ring on the left hand, so we're not, like I said, I don't know if that was the mother of the other two or just maybe like a crazy cool aunt, who knows. So when she first talked to us, Nuki actually had quoted Bug's Life. Says, I don't know, they talk fancy to me. I got confused. And she turns around to us and she goes,
around and was like, what movie is that from?
we were like, A Bug's Life. And she's all, yeah!
Things are looking good.
She gets it.
Oh my gosh. She's all like, so are you guys one of those guys that talk in movie quotes a lot? And we're like, all the damn time. She's like, awesome, that's great, I do it too. I know,
And not very far after that, okay, so like, it was in and out conversation. She'd listen in on what we were talking about and then kind of go back to what she was doing. But then there's another time where, sound checks and all that stuff. All the tweenie boppers and anybody that's like, oh my god, the band is starting, woo! They freak out. So I would go and pull the great Anchorman quote, loud noises! Okay. She would get it, she would start cracking up. Like every movie quote we put out there, she got. And later on in the set, All Time Low actually did a Top Gun.
The intro guitar riff for Top Gun, and we were all, as soon as it comes on, it was the three of us and her. We're like the only people in the Ogden that are like, fuck yeah, Top Gun!
And even All Time Low themselves have said, if you don't know Top Gun, you can just get out. Which is like more than 50% of the population in the fucking place.
Yeah, like you were the only ones left in there. Like, awesome private concert.
It was so cool. So that made her even more amazing. And later on, probably halfway through the set or so, when they did a couple of their acoustic songs, I went and bought a few waters for us, and I bought 3 for us, and I bought 3 for them too, because they were
Good move.
We did have a heat casualty on the floor, which All Time Low was really cool and stopped the show and made sure that person was taken care of before they resumed the show. So bands that do that are awesome bands.
And they'll leave the stage because otherwise people will be like, they'll just keep cheering because, just because. So they actually leave the stage so that security can come up and, take care of the person that passed out. Yeah, and it happens. But,
Have a good time, you don't think about that stuff. It happened to me at Kill Switch Engage.
Right. So, yeah, I went and bought 3 waters for us and 3 waters for them. Which it still wasn't as much as like the $9 beer that she bought me, but it was something. And so I hand out our waters and I tap her on the shoulder and she spins around and I was like, here, this is water for you guys in your group. And she's all like, oh my god, takes the water, distributes the 2 to the girls, turns around and gives me a hug.
Oh man, things are looking good.
And I'm Jealous son of a bitch.
Yeah, because I was figuring like you three were there, and you're like, she's mine. No, she's mine. Like you guys are giving each other looks.
Enough, actually, it was not really a competition. We were all just like, oh my god, this is like the coolest lady we've ever met at a show.
Okay, cool.
And because, I mean, at most concerts, you get a connectivity with the people around you, and some of them are really good. And then, like this one, like it's like, oh my god, I could talk to you forever. That's how you make friends.
Yeah.
For eternity with the great white buffalo.
And she's standing in front of me, and like dancing and everything, and holy shit.
Oh no.
Like,
Oh.
and not just any dancing. Like it's like seductive
Yeah.
dancing. It's
Really
not like
seductive.
it's not full on striptease.
No,
But
wasn't. It was classy. Like it wasn't like hooker dancing. Like it was
Very much
dancing.
attractive.
You could tell she knew what she was doing on the dance floor, but not like in a cheap I'm a hooker kind of way. And she keeps like pouring water out of the water bottle that I gave her on her hand and like rubbing it on her neck and stuff. And I'm like,
God, dude, like all you need is a slow mo.
And she was wearing one of those loose shouldered shirts. So like it would like shift from shoulder to shoulder, so you could see a little bit of bra strap, and I was like, "Oh God,
That's so hot. And you're just like,
I'm not gonna lie.
you're just marveling at like the nape of her neck. Is like, oh my God.
more so than I'd like to admit. I mean, that was like jizz in my pants.
No doubt. I can attest to the same thing. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, she was crazy gorgeous.
At the same time, and another really cool thing is like, you know, you get some parents that go to the show have no idea who the band is. This woman was singing along to every song All Time Low had, even ones that I didn't know.
Yeah, she knew way more all-time low songs than I did. And I was like, this is just getting better and better.
She knew all the songs I knew, cause I listened to them all the time.
Yeah.
All time low fan, Nuki Yang.
Dude, after seeing that show,
Nuki's gonna plug all-time low at the end of this.
after like seriously, huge props to All Time Low. I mean, none of us had ever seen them live. We hear their records, we love their music, but to see them live is something completely different. It's just
On the side,
For one thing, you get to see who they really are in a way.
a lot more fun because, okay, so you get Jack, their guitarist. He has a whole mic stand full of bras because the girls are throwing bras.
Stage, they get thrown on stage. So many undergarments on stage, like more than some department stores.
There's like the odd boxer.
at a point in time, he actually did put a bra and wear it as a bandana on his head.
Awesome.
Multiple bras, not just one, multiple.
Yeah, there was a few of them. There's a few of them for sure. Yeah. So,
Awesome.
yes, that was the Great White Buffalo. And, you know, after the set ends and everything, the lights come up, and, like, the first thing she does is whip around and was like, how did you guys like the show? We're like, it was amazing. She's like, yeah, totally.
And she hugged all of us. We all eventually got a hug. Charles got a few more extras, fucker.
A couple extra seconds, a little bit more firm.
I got a couple more rounds there, so.
Chivalry is not dead in Charles's case. So if you are looking for a man who has a little bit of chivalry without having to ask for it, you're after this man.
Yeah, I was gonna figure like after the lights like came up, like she just burst into like white mist. It's like the great white buffalo.
No,
She's gone.
nothing that cliche. She doesn't just poof. We kind of pray to God to run into her again, not only because she was smoking hot, but because she was so much fun.
Yeah.
So then,
And that's another aspect of the Great White Buffaloes. You know, yeah, there's looks, but there's character. There's something that you can, you know, connect with on a different level.
Yes, the Great White Buffaloes are a class of their own, in the greatest way possible. It sounds really derogatory saying Great White Buffalo, but not at all. It's actually it's the highest honor we can bestow.
Being from Colorado, yeah, that's what we got. We got Great White Buffalo.
So me and Nuki are outside waiting for Dingus, because Dingus was gonna buy a T-shirt, and the line was stupid long. So we're like, screw it, we'll just wait outside. And we're waiting outside. I don't know about you, Nuki, but I was like just sitting there, just scoping the crowd, waiting for Great White Buffalo.
I was looking for them too. I was like, where are they? I think they took off on the other side of the building.
Yeah, I think they went the other way or something. But yeah, standing outside like, there's so many faces. Where is she? Where is she?
But like another thing about the Great White Buffaloes, those are the ones that you remember. They're the ones that make it
We're
instant. You
never
connect
gonna
with
forget
them.
this woman. Are you kidding me?
You never forget.
I have a video of him and her doing the robot at the show.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
Oh no.
Whoa, we're gonna have to see that sometime.
It's really dark. It's not as great as you think, but yes, me and her did dance together, as in we both did the robot at the same time.
I thought it'd be like a dirty dancing thing, like slow mo, and like you're both sweaty and stuff. Like, how romantic.
There was some sweat involved.
I'd have taken that for sure. Oh yeah, but there wasn't really the opportunity. Of course, even if there was the opportunity, I don't know what. In that case, I'm like a dog chasing cars. I wouldn't know what to do with it if I caught it.
Exactly. I mean, well, Nuki was kind of saying, Chaz, you should have totally pulled the trigger on that. It was, well, how do you pull the trigger on that when she's got 2 tweenies in tow?
Yeah. That's a hard one.
Not making an awkward situation for them.
Just be like, "What's up? You are crazy hot," and then be like, "You two, 4 more years."
Well,
What were you gonna say, Orion?
the only thing I could think of in a situation like that would be to just keep it as an ambiguous friend level, as in, any chance I can get your phone number? You just seem like you were just totally an awesome person. I'd love to talk to you some more.
We did have the chance to talk about Skillet, who's coming up in May 3rd. And we so
awesome person to talk with.
This is gonna go into the archive of missed opportunities.
Chaz needs a hug. Chaz needs a
Group hug, everybody. Let's all group hug.
Don't spill the beer.
There's no beer left to spill.
So
We drank our sorrow.
so you're hoping that you're gonna see her at the Skillet concert.
Super hope that I'm able to go to the Skillet concert, and it's secondary hope for that, and very, very big secondary hope is I hope that yes, Great White Buffalo's there, and I do remember her actual name. It's not I'm not gonna go up and be like, oh my God, Great White Buffalo.
We actually do remember her name. Of the 3 that we got, we remember hers. I don't remember the other 2. We remember hers.
I don't remember the other 2. I thought I remembered one of them, but
For now, we won't give you the name. We'll just keep it as Great White Buffalo and keep you guessing.
You will all have your own Great White Buffaloes.
It rhymes with Great White Buffalo.
All right, so that is the tale of Nuki, Aaron's, and Charles's Great White Buffalo.
I got nothing to say, man.
You were supposed to say Great White Buffalo.
Oh, damn it. Great White Buffalo.
Great White Buffalo.
Great White Buffalo.
Great White Buffalo. Great White Buffalo. Great White Buffalo. And that is going to be it for this episode of The Bar, episode 5. Fun times were had. I mean, we have 5 people here. It's like, how many times have we tried to get this? And, every time it just escaped us.
I'm always out of town, damn it.
Yeah, unfortunately.
$5 burgers.
Yeah, that's all it takes.
It's a beacon of light in the darkness that is the life.
Yeah, so definitely. So
It
let's.
can be a bug zapper, too.
Oh yeah, okay.
Just don't get too close.
Beautiful. Again, Bug's Life. There it is for you.
This episode of The Bar brought to you by A Bug's Life. It's on Netflix, so if you got this off Netflix, go check it out.
I was to say, not only is it brought to you by Bug's Life, we'll go with Disney unofficially, All Time Low unofficially.
All right, so let's close out the show with some plugs. We'll start clockwise with Nuki. Nuki, anything you got to plug?
Not really. Other than you can find me on Facebook.
I won't say anything. Every time you say you plug your Facebook, you look at me like say, Nuki, don't plug the Facebook. I'm not gonna say that anymore, man.
I totally did that on episode 3, and you didn't.
I know. I listened back. It's like, he plugged Facebook. It's okay. Plug whatever you want. Nuki, go ahead.
I just said I don't have anything to plug. So anyways, like I said, you can find me on Facebook.
This is called a plug.
I got nothing to plug.
What about your Instagram?
What?
Your Instagram.
You think he actually knows his name for Instagram
Yeah,
by
I do.
heart?
Yes.
He doesn't.
May the nerd be with you 23.
There's a plug. I got it from him. I had to do some prying, but I got it.
Okay, Aaron, anything you got to plug?
I say if you have not listened to All Time Low, definitely give it a listen. You're going to really enjoy it.
I like to plug the Ogden Theater, Great White Buffalo, and Breckenridge Brewery for making the courage for that evening possible, and the courage for this evening possible also.
I'd plug more on that concert, but I got nothing. I didn't go there. This is all my first real news hearing this story in the first place.
You don't want to plug Starbucks?
What the hell? Let's plug Starbucks. Hell, I'm wearing the uniform.
I know, he does. He has his work uniform. Looking
I seriously
snappy.
do.
Colorado Hazard Control. Right.
Oh, yeah, Aaron's wearing his work uniform, too. All right, and, yeah.
I'd like to thank my job for making this evening possible and my bills for making it necessary.
Yes, without a doubt. You can find me at Trash Can Darby. I retweet funny stuff sometimes. And on my YouTube page, Trash Can Darby, as well. This is where it's going up, so everything relevant to everything we're doing is right there. So yeah, that's going to be it for this episode. Good times were had by all. And as always, to the one person still with us, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time. Great White Buffalo.
Great Buffalo.
Great White Buffalo. Great White Buffalo. Great White Buffalo.